Shalom, my name is Ben Kael Bethel Yisrael. We shall continue our discussion of the first commandment ever given to man. We want to focus your attention on the fact that Yahweh gave the first commandment to Adam. This commandment was to dress the Garden of Eden. Last week, we continued our discussion of the word dress with respect to identifying the seventh day as the Sabbath of Yahweh. More specifically, we discussed dress with regard to the signs that Yahweh set in motion of how to measure the seventh day from month to month and from year to year throughout eternity. We defined signs, forecast, calculate, mathematics, science, number, quantity, and space. We asserted from the facts gathered from these definitions that Yahweh commanded Adam to use his, Yahweh's, laws or principles of numbering to count the total days in a month and to number these months in a time period of 1 year to determine each seventh day in each solar month during a period of 1 solar year. Yahweh commanded Adam to continue this numbering cycle forever. We substantiated in Exodus chapter 20, verses 9 and 10, that Yahweh commanded Adam and all the families of the earth that each 6-day period man is to labor and do all his work. And when each seventh day is counted, the law requires that absolutely no one is to work, for the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yahweh. We pointed out that it would not matter what numbered day of the 30-day solar month each seventh day would fall on, it would still be a day of rest to honor Yahweh for all his works, which he created and made. We set forth the facts to show where the counting begins in a solar year. We told you that a solar year is the period of time required for the earth to make one complete revolution around the sun, measured from one vernal equinox to the next, and equal to 365 days, 5 hours, 48 minutes, 45.51 seconds. The vernal equinox was characterized as the time when the sun crosses the plane of the Earth's equator, making night and day of approximately equal length all over the Earth and occurring about March 21st. We established from these facts that Yahweh decreed the vernal equinox to occur so that night and day would be approximately equal length all over the earth, so all the families of the earth would start simultaneously on the first day of the solar year, counting 6 days in which to labor and do all their work, and that on the seventh day the whole earth would be on one accord to observe the seventh day as the Sabbath of Yahweh. Since this all occurs around March 21st, we ask the question, why are people today counting the first day of the new year in January? This question sets the stage for our discussion today. We shall continue to discuss dress from the perspective of worshiper and the importance of keeping the seventh day as the Sabbath of Yahweh according to solar time. Today, we will answer the question, why are the people today counting the first day of the new year in January when the facts show that the first day of the new year begins on the vernal equinox and is associated with March 21st? Question: who changed the time from the vernal equinox, the time decreed by Yahweh, to January? The book entitled Time Almanac, 1999, copyright 1998, on page 418, tells us who. And I quote, "Caesar decreed the year began with the 1st of January, not with the vernal equinox in late March." While Caesar could decree that the vernal equinox should not be used as the first day of the new year, the vernal equinox is still a fact of nature that could not be disregarded. End quote. Listen carefully to this. While Caesar could decree that the vernal equinox should not be used as the first day of the new year, the vernal equinox is still a fact of nature that could not be disregarded. Why? Because the vernal equinox was decreed by Yahweh. Who is this Caesar that he should think to change the time of Yahweh? On the authority of the Oxford Study Dictionary, copyright 1991, page 93, Caesar is Julius Caesar. On page 371, Julius Caesar was a Roman general, statesman, and historian who established himself in supreme authority in Rome. On page 596, Roman by definition means Roman Catholic of the Church that acknowledges the Pope as its head. We can assert from these facts that Julius Caesar, as a supreme authority in the Roman Catholic Church that acknowledges the Pope as its head, decreed that the year began with the 1st of January and not with the vernal equinox. On page 371, under Julian calendar, it states the following, and I quote, "Julian calendar, the calendar introduced by Julius Caesar, replaced by the Gregorian calendar," end quote. According to Webster's New World College Dictionary, copyright 1997, on page 593, under Gregorian calendar, it reads in part, and I quote, "Gregorian calendar, a corrected form of the Julian calendar, introduced by Pope Gregory XIII in 1582 and now used in most countries of the world," end quote. The Gregorian calendar is a corrected form of the Julian calendar, which was introduced by Pope Gregory XIII. Referenced in Chambers' 21st Century Dictionary, copyright 1996, on page 1079, Pope means the Bishop of Rome, the head of the Roman Catholic Church. Therefore, the head of the Roman Catholic Church and most countries of the world today submit to the decree that Caesar made, which says the year begins with the 1st of January and not with the vernal equinox. Another word for decree is law. Thus, Julius Caesar made it a law that the year began with the 1st of January. Question: did Julius Caesar make the earth and set time in motion? The answer is no. So let us affirm with facts to show the one who truly has the supreme authority to set time in motion. The one with this authority is hidden in the definition of solar year, which reads, "A period of time required for the earth to make one complete revolution around the sun, measured from one vernal equinox to the next, and equal to 365 days, 5 hours, 48 minutes, 45.51 seconds. A period of time required." This definition tells us that there is someone who has dominion over the period of time required for the earth to make one complete revolution around the sun. According to Chambers' 21st Century Dictionary, on page 1186. The word require means to command by authority. Webster's Universal College Dictionary, copyright 1997, on page 161, command means to have authority over and responsibility for. The word authority is synonymous to dominion. Thus, the only one who has the supreme authority to command the sun to cross the plane of the earth's equator, making night and day of approximately equal length all over the earth, is Yahweh himself. Yahweh himself is the only one who has the responsibility of and the dominion over all the host of heaven and earth that he alone made, which is substantiated in Isaiah chapter 45, verse 12, which reads, I have made the earth and created man upon it. I, even my hands, have stretched out the heavens, and all their host have I commanded. In this scripture, I is a personal pronoun, which is a substitute for the noun Yahweh. The one God who made the earth with his hands and created man upon it is the only one who has the authority to command all the host of the heaven to conform to his decree. It is Yahweh himself who required the earth to make one complete revolution around the sun, beginning at one vernal equinox to the next, like clockwork, which is a fact of Yahweh, nature, that cannot be disregarded. Yahweh did not name the months in a year as we know them today, but rather he commanded Adam and his descendants to use his principles of numbering to count the total days in each month and to number these months 1 through 12 in a time period of 1 year. Then why would man, who had the blessing of the Roman Catholic Church, change the numerical order of the numbering cycle of months and days that had been established by the Creator himself? One answer can be found in Leviticus chapter 23, verses 4 and 5, which reads, These are the feasts of Yahweh, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. In the 14th day of the first month at even is Yahweh's Passover. From this scripture, we can assert that Adam and his descendants were to proclaim the feasts of Yahweh, even his holy convocations, in their seasons. Seasons means the same as months. Therefore, we can deduce from all of these facts that man changed the numerical order and numbering cycle of the months and days so that the descendants of Adam could not keep the feasts, holy convocations, nor the seventh day, which are the laws of Yahweh, in their appointed months and days. So, who changed the time from the vernal equinox, the time decreed by Yahweh, to January? Caesar, with the approval of the head of the Roman Catholic Church, made it a law that the year began with the 1st of January and not with the vernal equinox as decreed by Yahweh. Today, we told you who. Next week, we will show you how and why the opposers of Yahweh changed the times and laws so that the descendants of Adam and all the families of the earth could keep the seventh day as the Sabbath of Yahweh on the day that was decreed by man instead of the day decreed by the Creator, God Yahweh.
Who is worthy? Who is worthy to open the book? Who is worthy to open the book and loose the seals thereof?
And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters. At the end of time of evil rule, the Anointed One, the Messiah, shall appear.
Yahweh ben Yahweh is superior to Melchizedek, for Melchizedek was king of Salem, priest of the Most High God Yahweh. It was he who met Abraham returning from the slaughter of the kings and blessed him. In addition, it was he to whom Abraham also gave a 10th part of all. First, because he was a king of righteousness, and after that also king of Salem. Being king of righteousness and king of Salem mean that he is king of peace, without father, without mother, without descent, having neither beginning of days nor end of life, but made like unto the Son of Yahweh, abides a priest continually. Now consider for a moment how great this man was, unto whom even the patriarch Abraham gave the 10th. Hebrews chapter 7, verses 1 through 4. This brief encounter was the foundation of the Messianic prophecy. Psalms chapter 110, verse 4. Melchizedek was the pre-incarnate Yahweh ben Yahweh. The titles King of Peace and King of Righteousness ascribed to Melchizedek rightly belonged only to Yahweh ben Yahweh. But of Yahweh are we in Yahweh ben Yahweh, who Yahweh made unto us wisdom and righteousness and sanctification and redemption. 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 30. Therefore, it would be proper for the Son of Yahweh to both bless Abraham and receive tithes from him.